Before I continue discussing the markets, please take this moment now with helping me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click subscribe. Click this bell. Click all. This helps you receive a notification when I post my next videos. Next, click the thumbs up button every time you watch my videos. Okay, let's continue with the view of the markets. In this video, I'm going to discuss big tech technology stocks. Yesterday, do you know, was the last trading day of the month of January. So I'm going to do a January wrap up. We're going to be looking at weekly charts. The last 4 candles represent the month. Each candle is a week. We'll first look at this stocks of communication equipment. This whole duration is 1 year. Each candle, again, I said, is a week. 4 candles make the month. You can see this vertical line. Everything to the left of that was from last year. You should see this on each of the charts. So on this first industry, we're going to be going. Look at this weekly red candle. It closed. This candlestick is referred to as pin bar, and the form of it is considered a bearish pin bar. That typically means prices should continue going lower. Momentum should be downside. This week, we took out the high of last year. That's good. And we sold off fast and closed below a big round number, 25. We also closed inside and below the low. Sorry, we closed below the close of last week. That's a bearish. Let's see what happens going forward. This is Julia, November, Papa, Romeo. Next, Charlie, Sierra, Charlie, Oscar. Also made a new high for the year. Check out those 4 candles and closed below the close of last week. Not good. Charlie, Alpha, Lima, X-Ray made an all-time high for the year and then sold off hard, went all the way down to that big round number of $30 and closed just over that area. Back inside, creating a big consolidation. So one would expect this should continue going lower. Apparently there's a sellers up here. Those 2 wicks showing me there's a supply zone there and here a demand zone. So the faster time frame, which should be below the weekly, might be trade idea setting up. Echo, Romeo, Indy, Charlie. Yeah, it was a cheap stock and apparently there was a short squeeze on it. We took out the high of last year, this yellow horizontal line. Look at this huge trading range. And now we're back around inside that consolidation for sure. November, Oscar Kilo also was a cheap stock that was in the low trading range, which was below $5 as well. This was a low cheap stock in the lower range. I think institutions, typical mutual funds, don't like to purchase stocks in their portfolios that are, I think it was under $16, $18, $12, I forgot. That's not necessary for hedge funds, but more for the typical average mutual fund. So again, November, Oscar Kilo, huge move up, took out the high of last year and heavy sell-off. Because it was below $5, that's considered a penny stock. Doesn't matter if it's on the New York Stock Exchange, Nasdaq Stock Exchange, or the OTC. It was considered a penny stock. Short squeeze, brought it up and ran it down and also filled that gap. Again, these have been on my watch list for a long time. If you see my past videos, you're aware of that. They're nothing new to me. India, November, Sierra, Goff, new high for the year. Check out the high of last week. Look at these last 4 candles. The first 2 of the month were in consolidation, inside candle. 3rd week broke above that. Good trade signal, took on long there. And it did close back inside the range of last week and closed below the close of last week. Potential further low. Okay, we're done with one group. Let's go on to the next. Computer hardware. Yeah, there's software and hardware for your phones, your electronic devices. Lima, Oscar, Golf, India, all-time high for the year. Took out that consolidation, closed back inside that range, but it looks like it closed above the close of last week. That's good. But that body, because it opened and closed near the same for the week, that's considered indecision, potential reversal. Hotel Papa, Quebec, not at the all-time high, made a lower low, lower high than last week, touching a demand zone where buyers were in, still hanging above that, plus inside consolidation. Delta Echo Lima Lima, yep, inside consolidation. Whiskey Delta Charlie broke above that consolidation and still closed above it. Sierra Tango X-Ray took out the swing high and also the all-time high of last year, closed above all the prior weeks of this year, but failed to close above the high of last year. That was computer hardware. On to the next. Internet content and information. Sierra November Alpha Papa. Here's the high of this year. Look at this. We did not take out the high, but we did close just within the range or inside the body, close there of that prior week. Yep. So it's an consolidation. Not a lot of whipsaw there on the higher time frame. Just an consolidation, potentially still go higher. And when it went down this week, it went into a demand zone. Buyers are there, bought it and brought it back up. Golf Romeo Uniform Papa. Golf Romeo Uniform Bravo. Just in a big consolidation. Papa India November Sierra, also a big consolidation and came into that demand zone. Buyers stepped in and bought it. These demand zones have been shared in the past. I've showed you. Don't know if you traded off of them or using your own. They did pretty well, you can see. Tango Whiskey, Tango Romeo. For the past 4 weeks, huge sell-off in a rally and closed below the first week of the new year, hovering around that big round number of $50. Golf Romeo Papa November, inside consolidation, hovering above that big round number of 30, possibly potential reversal. So it did close above the close of that week. That body red to close the bottom of that body, and we closed above it. So maybe reversal. Trade ideas, maybe if you break above the high of this high of that week, to consider going long. Put your stop below there or use a faster time frame. Maybe do bull put spreads down here. Sierra Tango Kilo, huge sell-off, a lot of distribution. Remember this? I mentioned this in the past, not just on this chart pattern, but other ones. We had several that had double inside candles. That's a wedge. And that wedge was more likely building a bearish wedge, and it happens here. It broke below the wedge, so you draw a purple line there, or draw a purple line there, that's a wedge. And that wedge, the coil is getting tighter and tighter. Each of these candles to the right had a smaller trading range than to the one left. That coil was tight. We broke below it hard and took out the low of here. Probability is it would go lower. Let's go on to the next. We just did the stock content and information. Now the semiconductors, real popular. They've been one of the strongest sectors of last year. And we know one of the weakest ones was Intel. Bad leadership, bad policies. There we go. Last week, the prior week was a pin bar, bearish pin bar, and as expected, it went lower inside the back in this trading range. November, Victor, Delta, Alpha, huge consolidation, building a call tighter and tighter. Instead of channeling too, trading range, great opportunity for doing iron condor, strangles. If you understand those option strategies to produce monthly income. If you're not aware of those, I want to know about those, join my Patreon account. The link is here in the bottom of the video. Alpha Sierra Mike Lima. Look at this huge trend, momentum to the upside. Now it made a lower low, lower high than last week, and it closed inside that body of last week. So we may see a reversal. Be cautious. Alpha, Victor, Golf, Oscar, higher high, all-time high for the year, and closed back inside the body of last. And very interesting, made a high and low, above and below the prior candle. See what the market does. Tango, X-ray, November. Wow. Huge trading range inside the body. Had a demand zone there and buyers stepped in. Again, semiconductors has been as strong as last year, and we'll see what happens in the days ahead when the new month starts. Lima, Romeo, Charlie, X-ray. What a terrible week. Wow, it's an all-time high for the year. 3 candles, momentum to the upside, and this huge sell-off inside the range of that third one. Huge. That is not good. That's not a sign of strength. What happened was, it's either a lot of panic or smart money. Either way, a lot of distribution. Smart money was selling there. Let's go on to the second part of semiconductors. Alpha, Mike, Alpha Tango, bearish pin bar that prior week and expected. We sold off hard. Alpha Delta India, yeah. These are 2 weeks of distribution and a sell off hard. Charlie, Romeo, Echo, Echo, inside candle. Look at that. Wow, good setup. There, that was bearish. Inside candle, solid body, red, and broke below that hard. Alpha, Mike, Delta, trending lower, momentum's to the downside. That was a consolidation and looked like smart money was selling there. And apparently it did. And then the bigger, heavier moves were down following it. Mike, Uniform. Here we go, bearish pin bar. What happened after? Huge sell-off all the way inside this first candle range of the year. Quebec, Charlie, Oscar, Mike. Yep, looks like a bearish engulfing candle. Expect a reversal. Go lower. Okay, on to the softwares. Software, Oscar, Romeo, Charlie, Lima. Remember, this stock had some kind of policy agreement. It was working with the prior administration to take over a Chinese company, and that never happened as promised. Remember, I think that was called TikTok. Wow, momentum has been down all year long. There's a high from last year, so I'm not taking that out. And look at this, huge trading range, hovering above $60, but near the bottom of that trading range. That's not good. Mike, Sierra, Foxtrot, Tango, Microsoft, super strong. Took out the high of this year and the high of last year. The momentum is to the upside, outstanding. Yep, that's bearish. We'll see if it has a lower low come next week. But again, it's much better performing than the others. Whiskey, Oscar, Romeo, Kilo, consolidation. And I mentioned to you, this was acquired by another company. So who acquired it? Well, again, this stock, Whiskey, Oscar, Romeo, Charlie, was it last year? Yeah, last year. This company was acquired by Salesforce. That symbol will be Charlie, Romeo, Mike. So I might change this out and start using Salesforce, since this stock likely would be delisted soon because the company's gotten acquired. I don't know when the done deal is with the regulation, but I'll look into that. And we're end here real fast. Uber, see? Lyft, see? And BlackBerry, see? Thank you for watching. Click like, subscribe. If you like this market information I've shared and want to learn more with greater detail, step-by-step training, I have a Patreon page. I share trade ideas for earning monthly income. Below in the description box, click show more. Scroll down. This link here, click on it. Take you here to my Patreon page. Select the membership and join. Then you have access to unlock my posts.